Your phone knows to wake up when you tilt it. But, how can it do that? Well, it has a little internal sensor called a gyroscope to detect orientation. Sounds pretty useful. Well, it is. In fact, it's so useful that it turns out your body has an internal gyroscope of its very own, the vestibular system, which is exactly what we're going to talk about today. We'll start by identifying a few of its major components and their functions, then put it all together to see how the system as a whole works. Let's get started. Like I mentioned earlier, the simplest way to think about the vestibular system is as a sort of biological gyroscope that helps your brain keep your body oriented in space.
Here's what it looks like. These, the semicircular canals, are each oriented along a different axis. They have stiff, bony exteriors and an interior tube filled with endolymph fluid. These are the ampullae, which are also filled with endolymph and house a structure called the crista. The crista consists of the jelly-like cupula as well as the ampullary crest. Suspended in the cupula are a bunch of these super thin, flexible structures called hair cells. The other end of each hair cell originates in the ampullary crest, where they connect to the vestibular nerve. Next is the otolith organs, which are oriented along only two axes. The utricle is horizontal and the saccule is vertical. Similar to the canals, the otolith organs also contain hair cells suspended in a jelly-like substance, this time the otolithic membrane.
But let's switch gears and take a look at how the whole puzzle fits together. Let's say you're sitting in your biology lecture and you're maybe a little tired, so you kind of start to nod off. Your head begins to tilt to the side and your body maybe goes with. The stiff, solid semicircular canals will move with your body, but a slight inertial lag causes the endolymph fluid to slosh around.
The malleable cupula is then displaced by the flow of the liquid. The hair cells, which move with the cupula, send a signal along the vestibular nerve and up to the brain. At the same time, the otolith organs are also stimulated in a similar manner. Your brain then analyzes all this data and decides how to readjust your body to compensate.
In this example, both parts of the vestibular system, the semicircular canals and the otolith organs, are activated. That's because the act of you kind of falling asleep in your lecture uses both types of motion, angular and linear. Angular motion is associated with rotating or turning and is detected by the semicircular canals.
The semicircular canals are oriented along the three planes of rotational motion: pitch, yaw, and roll.
The other type of motion, linear or translational, is detected by the otolith organs. You may remember that the otolith organs are only oriented along two planes. That's because they kind of deal with more full body motions, like if you're walking forwards or backwards or side to side, although they can detect movement along all axes in both of these planes. While a mechanical gyroscope helps your phone figure out when you're tilting it and the direction, the vestibular system plays a similar role in helping your body figure out how it's oriented in space to allow you to better function in your day-to-day life.